Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys. And today I will be talking about the latest Initio Parfums fragrance. Yes, I have been reviewing this brand for quite a while. They've got some great releases. This fragrance right here, guys, has a ton of hype going into it, as well as some very, very mixed reviews. So today, I will be giving you guys the lowdown, the true lowdown on this very much hype fragrance right here. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel, especially that we are headed towards 20,000 subscribers. Yes, we're about 300 away, guys. So please continue the support, share the videos, especially to a lot of your friends that, want to know more about the fragrance before buying, guys. So thank you for your support. Thank you very much. And the fragrance we'll be talking about today is none other than the latest Initio. This is none other than Narcotic Delight. Yes, Narcotic Delight right here, guys. And I got one sample, but actually when I purchased this sample, I got two. They sent me two, which is great because I ran out of one of the samples. I really used it to death, guys, okay? Now, Initio, this brand is one of my favorite houses, guys, okay? I mean, matter of fact, I've smelled nearly all of them, and this brand has never let me down. From Side Effect to Rehab to Musk Therapy, and even some of those fragrances where they go a little bit out of the realm of really nice mainstream lovable perfumes like Paragon. I still love this brand, guys, okay? Blessed Baraka as well. And I think the only thing I have to review after this one will be Atomic Rose. Let me know if that's really good, guys. Anyways, Narcotic Delight really caught the attention of a lot of people because of, it seems like on paper, similarities to Side Effect. The bottle is definitely the same, and you have certain qualities that are the same on paper, like tobacco, spices, some sweetness, hedione. These are some notes that it kind of shares with Side Effect. So when this came out, a lot of people were really looking forward to this, and I did put out some feelers out there on the channel. I wanted to know what you guys initially thought, and what I got in return, guys, was actually a lot of negative reviews. Yes, a lot of negative feedback on Initio Narcotic Delight. A lot of people saying, man, it smells horrible. It doesn't smell like Side Effect at all. And it didn't give me the same effect as Side Effect did. And some people were saying it was one of the worst blind buys they've ever had. I mean, this bottle is expensive, okay, first and foremost. For 100 ml, it's like $380, guys. So on this review, again, I killed one entire sample. I've got another one right here, guys. I'm at least half of this one, and I will be giving you guys the true lowdown on this fragrance, guys. No hype, really honest review on Narcotic Delight. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about the latest Initio Parfums release, Narcotic Delight, starting with the opening. Right here in the opening, you're going to get cherry, black pepper, and pink pepper, guys. Okay, now this opening definitely is, to me, the source of the mixed reviews on this fragrance, especially, again, if you are expecting something like Side Effect, because this intro has nothing to do with Side Effect. Matter of fact, it's not even close, guys, because on paper, it says here it's cherry, black pepper, and pink pepper. And if you are a cherry fan, I'm telling you right now, do an about face because, this is not really going to be about cherry. Again, you look at this and you're thinking, yeah, it's going to be this nice cherry fragrance with maybe the aroma, the slight aroma of spices, that smoke and spices coming out there with some tobacco. I mean, I see where this is going. However, the actual opening right here has a ton more spice, a ton more than the cherry. I'm talking about 90% spice, 10% cherry, if that makes sense to you guys. And that will give you an idea of why this opening is totally different from something like Side Effect, which gives you the sweetness of saffron and cinnamon in the beginning, guys. Okay, so this one has a ton more spice, and it really, really reminded me of Nishane Taro. If you've ever tried Nishane Taro, that fragrance had Sichuan pepper on it. And here in Narcotic Delight, it's definitely an assault to the senses via the black and pink pepper combined in a really, really large, prominent amount. And this intro right here really reminded me of Big Red gum. I don't know if they still sell that nowadays, but Big Red is kind of like this like cinnamon spicy gum that was kind of like a wake up every time you chewed it. And it was like, it's great for the night shift because, you kind of wake up in the night shift. But definitely the effect is very similar. Very spicy, aromatic, again, Sichuan pepper-like, like Nishane Taro, with only a slight sweetness from the cherry, guys. So this is definitely not a cherry fragrance. If you are looking for cherry, there are hundreds of other cherry perfumes out there that literally have cherry as a spotlight note. They even say cherry on them, like Cherry Smoke or Electric Cherry from Tom Ford. And there are a host of others, guys, okay? But definitely here, guys, it's a spice assault with a minor sweetener of cherry here in the opening of Narcotic Delight. This opening is definitely not for everyone, but if you are looking for a fragrance that will awaken your senses and is kind of aggressive from the get-go, I would say that Narcotic Delight is definitely one of them. Okay, so now let's go into the mid of Initio's Narcotic Delight. Now, if you thought that the intro was an assault to the senses, the mid is kind of like a smoothener, guys, and that is via the Cognac Accord, which appears as early as 30 minutes into the fragrance, guys. Okay, so you will get some balance 30 minutes in, not too far into the fragrance, guys, via this warming, boozy, and smooth Cognac Accord, guys. I really like that this Cognac Accord is here to smoothen things, and it's a seamless transition into this warming Cognac Accord, guys. Now, let's talk about the Hedione. The Hedione right here is actually just a continuum note. It is called an overdose of Hedione. I totally get that because you have already the spices, you already have the cognac as those blanket notes, and the Hedione pretty much serves as a continuity note from the cherry, but definitely it's a lot more sweeter here in the mid of Narcotic Delight because of the Hedione. Now, one thing I did not know about Hedione, I just found out recently, was that it's also considered a pheromone, okay? And let me tell you that once I saw that word, I really got like memories of when I used to try pheromone fragrances for this channel, and I got very similar feels now with Narcotic Delight because it starts as this assault to the senses, and then you have a warming cognac, boozy, and then you have that Hedione, like that underlying sweet Hedione that's kind of like a pheromone, guys. And now it kind of makes sense why they called this Narcotic Delight, like narcotic as in addictive, maybe raunchy. And the thing that pheromone perfumes, at least the ones that I've tried, have in common with this is that those pheromone perfumes were actually not mass appealing whatsoever. There was nothing in those perfumes that was mass appealing. Mostly were warming and spicy and kind of subtly sweet pheromone perfumes. And that's something that I got here with Narcotic Delight. Again, spicy, peppery, Sichuan type intro, really low-lying cherry, now a low-lying Hedione, and then some warm, boozy cognac. So definitely this fragrance kind of resembles some pheromone perfumes out there. Now, I'm a big movie buff, and if there was a fictional person that would actually wear this perfume, it would be the Merovingian in Matrix 2. Okay, I don't know if, you guys watch Matrix or the trilogy, but the guy Merovingian in Matrix 2 is like the perfect guy to wear this perfume. I think he wears shades at the club, some velour, some Versace, some dark backdrop, and, that was the first thing I thought of. The Merovingian would actually wear Narcotic Delight as his fragrance. Add the girl beside him too. The girl beside him could wear this as well because, like I said, it seems like a pheromone type fragrance is what I felt with this fragrance. Okay, now let's talk about the initial sillage and projection of Initio Narcotic Delight. Now, this fragrance right here, the initial sillage and projection is quite interesting. And a few days ago, I threw out the feeler on the community tab asking for feedback. I got some positive, some negative feedback, but I was waiting for a certain feedback that I actually got from one of our viewers viewers, and one of our viewers said that the initial sillage and projection of this fragrance, it will kind of make you nose blind. It will make you feel as if it is a weak perfume, but in fact, it is really not. And that is something I got here that kind of, resembles, again, pheromone perfumes, right? Which is kind of like underlyingly strong, guys, okay? So unlike other fragrances, let's take into consideration side effect that has a very prominent saffron, very prominent cinnamon. You know that the amber is beaming out of you. And, other Initio Parfums are pretty much similar as well. You know that they're beaming strong. This one right here is very underlyingly, almost covertly strong. And I reckon it's because of that hedione molecule and maybe those aromatic spices, guys. Okay, so definitely don't expect that it smells strong, but really when I tested this fragrance, people from several feet away could smell this perfume. So it's definitely a secret weapon perfume in terms of sillage and performance. It is not weak by all means. Okay, now let's look into the dry down, guys. But before we do that, let me tell you that the coverage of the sweet, spicy cognac hedione mix actually lasts several hours. Several hours, guys. So it's not just an overdose of hedione, it's an overdose of spices as well. So this one lasts quite a while. 7 hours, which is kind of like the length of other fragrances already, guys. Now, starting on the 7th hour, you will get a seamless transition yet again, because the tobacco note really is the continuation from the spices, guys. It is a dry, like pipe tobacco, low-lying, non-smoky tobacco that, again, it's almost like awakening your senses again. And the vanilla in this fragrance is also a continuity note from the sweet hedione. Okay, so it's some sweet, low-lying vanilla and some tobacco that resembles kind of like the awakening spices that you will get from the first 7 hours. And with that being said, the whole feel of this fragrance is really pretty much the same from start to finish. There's not a lot of big transitions. And even the tobacco is not like a loud, smoky, thick tobacco. The vanilla is not like an overdose sweet vanilla. And it is also not a blanket. It's not a blanket thick gradient that you will see in a lot of fall-winter fragrances with tobacco and vanilla. Matter of fact, both of these notes are so like covert and underlying, much like the intro and mid notes, that it's like a continuum of kind of like, again, this secret, covert, somewhat spicy, awakening type of perfume that, again, resembles the word narcotic delight. Now, with all that being said, this fragrance, Narcotic Delight, will not be what you think it is, especially if you read the notes beforehand and you kind of imagined what it would be with cherry on it, as well as tobacco and vanilla. No, this is not going to be your cherry fragrance, and it definitely isn't your tobacco vanille. Okay, it is not. This fragrance, if I could put it in a nutshell, is kind of like a raunchy, aggressive, pheromone-like type of fragrance. Very underlying and very covert, but will hit a lot of people, guys. And, like I said, I thought of the Merovingian. This is the type of fragrance that a certain personality, kind of like in the club, like Merovingian would wear. Somebody that's kind of like not your common clubber that wears Versace, but kind of like the VIP, or maybe the owner of the club would wear this type of fragrance right here. I won't say it's bad, but I will say that it is super niche. This is the type of fragrance that if you are already at that time of fragrance collecting, that you're collecting based on mood, based on outfit, based on event or occurrence, as well as a type of personal projection that you want to bring out there. Maybe you want to bring the bad bitch out, or you want to bring the Merovingian out, this like super swanky Versace dude, and you want to bring that character out. I think that Narcotic Delight will be there. There is a certain place that this fragrance will have in your collection, but 100% it will not be a fragrance that can take the reins of Side Effect, which was really lovable even in the mainstream. Because to me, Side Effect was kind of like that graduation from, mainstream perfumes into something more aggressive, something more Middle Eastern even, because of the saffron, guys. This is a very specialized niche fragrance that you can use on certain events only, certain feels only, certain emotions, certain characters, certain outfits. A very, very niche perfume right here. This fragrance is also a grower. In my opinion, this can grow on you because this fragrance grew on me after like tearing up a whole vial. Like, I felt that I liked this fragrance. I actually felt safe wearing this fragrance right here, even if it was kind of like an assault to the senses. And the reason why is because it has this underlying strength into it. It's not like overtly strong and potent, but once the cognac smoothens things and you have the hedione, it actually feels smooth, even if it's like aggressively like strong with spices and kind of like the embers of the tobacco. That's how it feels. I felt safe wearing it, actually, and that's how I was able to just wear a whole vial. I didn't feel like it was a fragrance that would, other people would actually be put off. And actually, in terms of the compliment factor, I got a lot of compliments wearing it. So compliment factor is really, really high. You may not like the smell itself or the profile, but eventually you might grow to love it because other people loved this scent on me. Total performance to me. Although, like I said, you feel nose blind towards this, I could still smell this past the 12-hour mark. I could still smell the embers of the tobacco, the sweetness of the vanilla, some hedione. I could smell it past the 12-hour mark. Now, here's a question right here. Is this fragrance unisex? In my opinion, this fragrance is incredibly unisex. I think that whether you're a guy, a girl, or anyone in between, it will still have the same, again, almost pheromone covert effect with that draw-in, warming touch from that cognac, and then the spices, the aromatic spices, that hedione, the little tobacco, underlying tobacco. I think it doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, anyone in between. This is a very unisex fragrance. Now, this fragrance, usage-wise, is for those that want to smell different. Okay, different from the crowd with a fragrance that has some underlying mystique and powers. Okay, and that kind of like has a positive signal to my Scorpio persona. Okay, my horoscope is a Scorpio. And so if you're a Scorpio, you get what I mean. I don't want to smell the same as everyone. I mean, at times. And I love the underlying hit that Narcotic Delight does. And so again, it is a grower. It might not give you an initial good first impression, but if you understand what I've been saying for the past how many minutes of talking about this fragrance, I think that this might grow on you as a kind of like sexy, raunchy, pheromone-like type of fragrance that I think that was the intention of Initio creating this right here. Now, weather-wise, this perfume is okay to use in AC environments without a hitch. And so if you're on your third date or you're going to some swanky whiskey bar, this is definitely a fragrance you can use at night. AC environments, anytime, anywhere, guys. It's not necessarily a fall-winter perfume because, like I said, you're not going to get the warming embrace from the tobacco or the vanilla. Everything is underlyingly strong, but not necessarily a fall-winter blanket, guys. Okay, that's what I can say about the weather and climate. And to me, this is an upscale grabber. Definitely an upscale grabber. It won't be like a regular grabber. Like I said, this is a very, very niche perfume. Literally the word niche in anyone's collection. Certain personality, certain emotion, certain events, certain outfit, certain occurrence in the day or night. That is when Narcotic Delight comes in. It's definitely not going to be a generally loved perfume, but again, it might grow on you as something you can use as some sort of a special weapon in your fragrance arsenal. And that is it. That is my no hype review on Initio Parfums Narcotic Delight. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance after hearing what I've said and trying this fragrance maybe a bit more. That's the kind of feedback that I'm looking for. I reckon most people won't like this fragrance from the get-go, but again, if you've used it a few more times, let me know what you think of this fragrance, guys. So thank you for watching, guys. Again, please do not forget to like and subscribe as we head towards 20K. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless, take care, peace.